And welcome to another Down the Rabbit Hole video. This is another in my Triple H series of honoring handhelds. Although once again, this is a rather big item, so this one's really more of a tribute to tabletops. Does that quadruple T? That's still not rolling off the tongue for me. I think I have to think about that one. Luckily, this is the last of the really big items that I have, so I don't know if I'll need it again, but regardless, this is a pinball machine, and it's a toy one, but it's pretty decent size, and it's a lot of fun to play. Now, I've already talked about a couple of other pinball toys that I bought. The first one was Atom Pinball, and that one's really, really good. It has great bumper action, but the game is a little thin, and as I mentioned in that video, half of the bumpers are not quite working 100%. Then I did the Stunt Jumper Pinball, which is even more awesome. I mean, that's a great machine, but again, it's the same sort of table layout, and it's a little basic. I saw this one advertised when I was searching around for these things. I thought, well, what else was ever made in the toy pinball realm? Tomy did quite a few. In addition to this Astroshooter, which I'll open up in a minute and play, they made one called, I think, American Dream, American something, which had a really nice 1970s style groovy aesthetic to it. And there was another one, a pirate themed one, and Astroshooter. Now, the Astroshooter you can get here in North America is exactly the same as that groovy 1970s pinball table and also the pirate one. The sound effects are exactly the same. The only thing that's different is the artwork package. And I've seen quite a few videos online. I thought, I really like the look of the table and the gameplay, but the sound effects are very blasé. I couldn't quite wrap my head around, do I want to get one of these things because they don't sound fantastic. And I do have a couple of other pinball tables already. However, this one that you're looking at right now is out of Europe. And this one has a better sound package in it. So I just thought, yeah, this is the one I want to get. It's got better sound effects, the same gameplay. If only I could get it from Europe. Ironically, my aunt and cousin happened to be traveling to come and visit me in Canada, and I said to them, hey, if I was to buy this on eBay and get it shipped to you guys, could you maybe pack it in your suitcase? And they were like, yeah, sure. Pinball machine? I said, no, it's a toy one. It's a small one. But as you're about to see, it's not that small. I mean, look at the size of this package. What's that, a couple of feet by at least a foot there, and I don't know, a good 5 or 6 inches deep. This is a big device, and very graciously, both my aunt and cousin said, okay, yeah, sure, we'll send that your way. So they did put it in their suitcase, and everybody was marveling at the package when it got here. They were just like, you bought a pinball machine? No, a small one. But again, it's not that small. So what I'm going to do here is open it up and fire it up so that you can see what it's like. Now, first thing worth noting, it had the original UK power adapter, which is, of course, because it's from Europe. I had to get a replacement, which I did manage to find on eBay. And this is it right here. So there it is, also from Tomy, and this one has the correct plug on it. So that was the first step. Just like Atom Pinball, it has a couple of little feet that you need to plug in the back. So I'm going to be putting those on the rear so that the whole thing stands up properly. Here is the first half. This is the back glass. Not in absolutely perfect condition, a little bit of a scratch there, but that's fine. What's really nice is you actually have the ability to set here with these little dials. I don't know if you can make them out there. There's little ridged dials here. You can actually set what the high score is. 18,000 is actually the highest I've ever scored. Whenever you're playing a game, you push this reset button. That puts everything back to 0, and it also tells the pinball machine to start a new game. And here is the main pinball machine itself. Don't have the original packaging, unfortunately, but there it is. Now, it's got a really nice art package to it. I love the space theme. It's got 3 bumpers which operate, because this thing actually plugs into the wall, this one has really nice bumper action. It's got a spinning light down here, and it's got 2 sets of flippers. What I also really like is the plunger's got a good solid feel, like compared to the way Stunt-Jumper Pinball and also Atom Pinball work. I really like this particular design. They once again, you rotate this to show how many balls you have, and then you can just pull the lever and it fires up. But it feels really solid, and much like with Atom Pinball, there's a little device here I can unhook, and that releases the ball. Anyway, let's fire it all up and show you what it's like. Alright, so that's the legs on. I'm going to plug the power in here. There's a little cog gear here that actually turns the score wheels whenever you're playing. Put the back glass on, it just clicks into place nice and easily. So like a lot of these machines, it's a little bit noisy. You've got all those spinning cogs and stuff. One downside of a lot of these machines, and I've mentioned this before with both Stunt-Jumper and the Atom Pinball machine, there's almost always a flaw. You're talking 20, 30-year-old pieces of hardware, stuff is going to break down. In this case, luckily the bumpers work, the flippers work, everything works, the scoreboard, everything is awesome. However, the sound is not very loud, and I could go in there and mess with it, but it works well enough. I'm hoping it'll just eventually clear. Maybe there's something stuck in the speaker. So you won't hear too many sound effects here, but let me give you some gameplay anyhow. Hit reset to start a new game. Ball and play. We nearly got it up into the hyperspace. That's actually a goal you can aim for. Wow. Again, you really can't hear some of the sound effects. Not only are the gears really loud here, but I've got this thing cranked. It does have a volume control on the side. It's already at the maximum, so I have a feeling there's something stuck in the speaker or whatever. I'm not going to mess with it. I'm happy that the game generally works. But what I might do is actually superimpose what the real sound effects should be. But let me just play a little bit more of my version of Astroshooter so you can see what it's like. for the reset. Let's see if we can get a hyperspace. If I can get it up into the hyperspace, that launches like a major bonus of points, and then the ball actually shoots out of here really quickly. It's kind of neat. You've got these two little goals here. You've got the hyperspace goal in addition to the bumpers, and this little kickback as well. It's a nice game with a lot of depth to it. Comes a fast kick. Really awesome, that goal. I love that that's added in there. Again, what I really like is the fact that this game has a lot of depth to it. Not only do you have the ability to retain a high score, and again, the rolling score wheels, much like the other ones, but I do like the fact that you've got these two separate goals, you've got the hyperspace, you've got 3 bumpers, scores are happening if you roll over these, if you roll here or here. It's really nice, a very deep pinball machine for such a simple toy. Anyway, yes, that is Astroshooter Pinball. A really nice machine. Awesome artwork, great sound effects, and when they work, and also a really deep gameplay. This is probably the pinnacle of toy pinball machines. I really like this. Would I go for the American Dream one? I don't know, or the Pirate one? No, I don't really think it looks too cheesy. If I see the American one, the 70s style one somewhere, I might pick it up. It has a different sound effect package, but it sounds pretty lame. Check YouTube videos for that one, and you'll see what I mean. I much prefer the sound package that comes with this machine when it's fully functional, which I may get working someday. Anyway, that is Astroshooter Pinball for Triple H, and until next time, we'll see you down the rabbit hole.